Alright, my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and as most of you know by now, we have a new exotic assault rifle in the game, the Caduceus, and you are going to get one of these guaranteed when you get to level 69 in the free season of reward track. But if you want to actually spend $10 and get the premium reward track, you get one right away. And based on your feedback, a lot of you out there did exactly that. You've reached out to the channel asking me to highlight a build that I recommend trying out with this weapon, so that's exactly what you're getting today. Now, as always, we're going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out. And if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now, starting with the specialization, we're using Gunner. Doing that for the typical reasons. For me, I really love to use the Banshee Pulse, and this is exclusive to this specialization. This also gives you a reload speed increase, some extra armor on kill. You'll get an extra rate of fire bonus. You also get some extra weapon handling when you're in cover. And always remember, make sure to have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now, needless to say, my primary weapon is the Caduceus. Again, I said a moment ago how to get this thing. Now, once I picked this up, I did reconfigure it a bunch of times until I actually got one that has damage to targets out of cover as that third attribute. And as you can see, it has the talent Caduceus, and with that talent, critical hits are going to repair you and your allies for 3% of the hits dealt damage, so you want to obviously spec into as much weapon damage as you can and go for that crit hit chance as high as possible. I recommend having at least a 55% crit hit chance minimum, and remember the max is 60, and after that you're going to spec into crit hit damage. As far as the secondary and sidearm is concerned, it is totally up to you, my friends, dealer's choice. Now, moving on to the gear itself, you can see we're running 4 Striker, 1 unit alloys, and the Catharsis mask, which is what we're starting with. This is one of those must-have exotics in the game. It has the talent Vicious Cycle, where taking damage builds stacks to a cap of 30. Each stack grants 1.5% weapon damage, and taking damage at max stacks triggers a purge, removing all stacks and status effects, and then dropping a healing cloud, which restores 5% of max armor for 10 seconds. To all allies in that cloud. So this is going to be something you benefit from as a solo player or if you're running in a group. Next, we have the body armor. It's the one piece of unit alloys. We're using the named body armor, the Equalizer, with its talent Perfect Obliterate, where critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 24 times. After that, we have the holster, knee pads, gloves, and backpack, which are the 4 pieces of Striker. Running 4 so we get all of those gear set bonuses. You can see the 2 pieces 15% weapon handling, 3 pieces 15% rate of fire, 4 pieces Striker's Gamble, where weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. However, because we have the backpack equipped, we have access to the talent Risk Management, and that is going to increase the weapon damage gain per stack of Striker's Gamble from 0.65% to 0.90%. When it comes to the skills, I'm using the combination of the Banshee Pulse and the Reviver Hive just in case things get sideways, especially when you're running in a group. I also want to mention in the gameplay footage you're about to see, I do not have any global modifiers active whatsoever, and the reason for that is to ensure that whenever you see this build, you know exactly what it can do without any special events. Hope this helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and a few final thoughts. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello once again, my fellow agents. I hope you're doing well on this fine day. Just got home from work, had an ice-cold Modelo, and yeah, it was a pretty damn good day. Alright, so when it comes to this weapon, I just really started using this thing. I just picked it up like a lot of players out there, and this is just a very simple build you can put together around this thing. I'm pretty sure I'm going to level this thing up, because I gotta tell you, you know, initially when I heard of the weapon, I was like, yeah, am I really gonna use it? And I think my answer is gonna be, yeah, I am. And I say that because you're going to, like I said a moment ago, you want to spec into that weapon damage, and when you're hitting those crit hits and putting out all that damage, you're healing yourself and the rest of your squad pretty damn well. And so yeah, it's a nice balance. I do enjoy it, and I think that's all I got for the build. Now it's important to ask you, my fellow agents, what has your gameplay been like since that emergency maintenance that took place yesterday? For me, I was getting dealt it nonstop, and since the maintenance, I was able to play for a few hours, had no problem whatsoever, so hopefully that is the case for you as well. If not, let me know in the comment section. And finally, I know a lot of you out there have, well, you've reached out for a few different reasons. First of all, you've asked me to put together a PVE only Dark Zone build. I will get to that in the next few days. And secondly, you're talking about the fact that, we were just referencing the deltas. And a lot of players out there were jumping into escalation and you lost all your tokens. For me, I only had like 7 of them. And all of that stuff is gone because of the constant crashing that we were dealing with. And to be fair, look, I usually just play this as a solo player, so I'm not going to get as many tokens as one could possibly get when you're rolling in a group. But anyway, the question you were sending the channel is, do I think that the game will somehow compensate players for all of the missing tokens? Because that is one constant I've been hearing since these deltas were taking place. Is that a lot of players out there jumping in, you lost your tokens, you're hoping the game is going to compensate? No idea at this point, but if they do, I promise I will let you know right away. That's all I got for this thing, my friends. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.
You like this?
Authentication successful. Access granted.
Piece and get him on comms.
Heads up, we're inbound to your location. Coming in over the HU. Keep your heads down. We're gonna make a hole.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Well, that's a load of shit. Kill every last one of those fuckers. I want them dead. Roach, our gear supply will dry the fuck up if word gets back to the rest of the council that we lost the president. We'll get him, ma'am. Fuckers aren't going anywhere but down.